So yesterday was the first day in our van build, and as I was putting together the video, we removed the headliner and we installed the roof tracks. We shot a good amount of video, and as I was editing them, I was using my GoPro on my head, and there was a lot of movement. So I'm gonna upload it anyways because I think it'll be educational for some of you. But just be aware, if you get motion sickness, this may not be the video for you, or at least look away when it's too much movement. But unfortunately, I don't have a steadier shot for some of the work that we did. But I will show you as we get into today's section of this van build, some of the things that we learned, and maybe if you get nauseous from watching this video, skip it to the next one, which I'll put a link right here, and we'll go through some of that stuff as we continue the process through our van build. So, and for those of you that don't get motion sickness, enjoy. First thing we gotta do is take all this trim and headliner stuff off. We got this tool from Harbor Freight. It was $9, but it comes with 5 auto trim and molding tool set. Like, these things are held in by clips, and what you're trying to do is not destroy those clips so you can reuse them. Maybe it's not that big a deal because you can probably just replace those plastic pieces, but ideally we don't do that. So we got this. We have not used it, so I can't say that this is absolutely necessary. But I know people just pull them out.
Our new friend Mark told us about it.
Yeah, exactly. Our new friend Mark, who we met at his place, just a couple miles from here, as a matter of fact. He started following us. Yeah. He's owned four-wheel campers. He's owned Alaskan campers. He actually has owned a what are they called?
XP camper.
XP camper, which are those super fancy things. He's on his second 4x4 Sprinter. So we went by there. He gave us some really good tips and even offered to help, which I really appreciate, but I don't know if I feel comfortable taking people up, on their offers of giving us their spare time. But I really appreciate it. If we do run into problems, we do run into questions, though, it's nice to have somebody like him who's done one. He's done a really amazing build out, and now he's on his second, so he's got experience. Okay, so I don't know. We'll just see how this works. These lights just kind of pop off.
Oh, a little too easy.
Yeah. No, they don't. They're not attached to anything.
Okay.
They just kind of fit in there. And then I think we can just pull the...
You don't need to turn electricity off or anything? You're not going to kill yourself?
No, this is 12 volt DC, so it'll just feel like a buzz.
That's all.
That's all. Alright, and we got to make sure we know which is positive and negative. So, red over here, blue, brown over there, so it should just come right off.
You're going to hit me in the face with your elbow.
Okay, so for the headliner, there's a bunch of screws to remove. There's this clip that clips this visor in place so you can't pull it out. I don't know why that's there, because sometimes you want to be able to turn it to the side, but so you have to remove that so you can pull this back, because there's a hex or a Torx screw in there, or Torx bolt in there, that you have to take out, because we're gonna take out the headliner from the front to the back because they overlap like this. So I've taken these two out. Now I'm gonna take these two out. I don't have the Torx bit, I don't think, so I'm just using a hex driver, and it's make sure you get the right size so you don't strip the Torx head, and make sure it's seated in there really good before you turn it to prevent stripping. So these things are in there, there's quite a bit of friction. So like with this one, I have to use the long part for probably more than half of the way before I can use the short part to drive it out faster. This one's not so bad, but this is kind of tight quarters. So that one takes a little longer because it's got blue Loctite in there. So I imagine when you put it back together, you want to put more blue Loctite in there to get it locked in there good. Okay, so these two are out. Do yourself a favor, get a bucket and put all your loose parts in there so you don't lose it.
Snowman bucket.
Yeah, preferably the snowman bucket. Okay, so there's two more, one there and one here. This one's going to be tricky because I don't have enough leverage. This is not long enough to get in there. I'll need to use this way and then use some pliers probably. Alright, so once you get this out, this whole side just comes out. So we'll want to keep that someplace safe. Okay, so this came off and now this is the A-pillar. This is attached by this webbing, orange webbing, and I think this is an airbag, so careful of that. I don't think this comes off. There's also an airbag in here, or this is all continuous. So let's see, how do we get this out? Okay, so I don't think I had to do the A pillar, but I do have to loosen the B pillar. So this can be loose. So now I can kind of get under here. Let's see if I can pop any of the snaps loose by prying on it gently. Broke that one. It's okay. Okay. That one didn't break, so that's good. Pull it back. There we go. That came out. Slide it back.
Oh, I just don't want it to rip.
Okay, so that's the front headliner. This may be the microphone for the Bluetooth. That's there. Okay, so now the second part of the headliner should come out pretty easily. It just wants to fall out right now. So pull these clips out. That's out, that's out. This can just come out. There's that second part. There's a clip over there, you want to pull it out? Okay. There's that second part of the headliner. Yeah, so the way that this headliner is like, it's formed in some kind of form. It's like this fiber stuff that was like formed in a mold. So then they made these hooks that go in these slots using the mold, so they snap in. You just have to lift it up enough and it come out. Okay, last piece. All right, that's all the headliner. Do you want this foam piece?
No. Oh.
This comes out. Yeah, it's not glued in or anything. All right, there's the headliner. There's step one. Remove the headliner. And hopefully it can all go back in after we insulate. I can see these little pre-drilled holes where the racks need to go in.
Okay.
So we'll tackle that next. Okay, so now we got the headliner off. We're gonna put these are Vantech roof tracks. They go in these factory holes. You can see I already punched 3 of them out. They are just little plastic plugs that's caulked over, and they're drilled from the factory, so I don't have to drill anything, but I do have to get rid of these. Those 3 I kind of just did by doing this. Probably not the recommended way, but it works. Take a Phillips head, center it, punch it through. See, it's plastic, so it just punches through. And then take a flathead, like just chip off the top. That's kind of it. Then you just clean the hole up. And then there's some caulking right here. You can go by and just kind of cut it off with the utility knife. I'll put a little touch-up paint there so it doesn't rust. And then just go all the way across. So these holes, you're not going to need to use all the holes. So this middle track, for example, so you go, it comes with 3 sections, the longest, the medium length, and then the shortest. It goes from front to back, longest, medium, back. It's in the manual. So this one, you only use this hole, and this hole, so 3. The back one only has 3. The front one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 3, and 5. So that's 11 on each side. So yeah, 22 holes you gotta punch through and clean up. Got all these cleaned up, drilled out, cleaned up, all the way to the back. A couple more to clean up down there, and I'll go to the other side. We're gonna take this foam tape. Hold this. So this foam tape will go down everywhere it contacts the rail. I'll tape it down, and then it will seal up, hopefully. Keep it watertight. So here we go. They should, I didn't check to make sure they gave us enough, but they're supposed to have given us enough to do the whole section. And then there's little aluminum sleeves that'll help connect these two. So I'm gonna go foam tape all the way through, and I'll come back with a connection and put the hole there and put the bolt through. Okay, so I got the foam strip covered up the entire length of this track, where this track's gonna be. So now next thing you do, just figure out where the holes are, but you can do it by just feeling. I think there's a hole right here. No, there's no hole there. There's a hole right here. You can kind of see the edge too, because it doesn't completely cover that. But once you bolt it down, it should compress it enough. And maybe I'll put some caulking in there too. Now we'll put some bolts through. You're gonna have to go in there with a socket while I tighten from the top. All right, so here's the box of hardware, or the bag of hardware. Hopefully we have enough. These are the connecting pieces that go in between the 3 sections. And then washers. This goes on the inside. This goes on the outside. Everything goes on the inside except for the bolt. So I'm gonna put this through one.
Okay.
And then inside, you feed it like this.
Okay.
Big washer, lock washer,
Okay.
and then a nut. Yeah, according to the instructions, you're supposed to stick the foam to the bottom of this, which makes sense. It's probably easier, but I think this works too. Okay, so these holes are kind of tapped, so you can actually thread these in using your Allen key. You can just tighten that down pretty good. And then, yeah, let me go see which holes are coming through here. Get to about that tight. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll keep putting in more.
That is.
Just feel it.
Okay.
What? Try it.
Yeah, I did.
Try to get it to turn just a little hair. Okay, like that. Okay. Good?
Okay.
I'm screwing them in from the top, and then Marlene is tightening them down from below. So once it goes in, she tightens it. This side will be done. Well, it's dark, but we did accomplish what we wanted to do tonight, which is remove headliner, done. Install roof tracks, and done. So tomorrow we remove the wall panels. Maybe we'll do fans. We don't have both of our fans, we just have one. Well, we don't have windows either, but we can skip over that and do insulation.
Okay. Keep
Alright.
track of number of days in here.
Okay,
So.
cool.
Alright.
Number of days.